Namaste. We have now come to the concluding part of this series on Yoga Vasishtha Sara. In this part, we will cover chapter 9 and chapter 10. Let us begin with chapter 9, Exposition of the Self. First verse. When this assemblage of body, senses, etc. acts of its own accord, there arises an idea. I am this. This is the Jiva, ego, stained by the dirt of ignorance. Second, when the conviction that everything is the space-like, that is all-pervasive consciousness, becomes firm, the Jiva comes to an end like a lamp without oil. Third, like a misguided Brahmin, who abandons his own nobility and adopts the life of a Shudra, the Lord assumes the role of the Jiva. 4. Just as a child sees an apparition, that is ghost, created by its own fancy, so also the stupid Jiva creates, on account of delusion, this unreal body and sees it as separate from him. 5. A child superimposes a real elephant on a clay elephant and plays with it. Even so, an ignorant man superimposes the body, etc. on the self and carries on his activities. 6. The picture of a snake does not cause fear of a snake, when it is realized to be only a picture. Similarly, when the Jiva snake is clearly understood, there is neither misery nor the cause of misery. 7. The snake superimposed on a garland merges in it, so also the sense of separateness rising from the self merges in the self. 8. Although bracelets etc. appear to be many, as gold they are one. Similarly, although the adjuncts, that is things added separately, are many, the self is really one. 9. Like the organs of the body and modifications of clay, that is vessels of clay, non-duality appears as duality, that is multiplicity in the form of the moving and unmoving objects. 10. Just as a single face is reflected as many in a crystal, in water, or in ghee, or in a mirror, so also the one self is reflected in the many intellects or minds. 11. Just as the sky appears to be stained by dust, smoke and clouds, so also the pure self, in contact with the qualities of Maya, it appears to be soiled by them. 12. Just as metal in contact with fire acquires the quality of fire, namely heat, so also the senses etc. in contact with the self acquire the quality of the self. 13. Just as the invisible Rahu becomes visible when it is seized by the moon, that is comes in contact with the moon, even so the self is known by experiencing objects of perception. 14. When water and fire come together, they acquire the qualities of each other. Even so, when the self and the inert body comes together, the self looks like the non-self and the non-self look like the self. 15. Just as fire thrown into a large sheet of water loses its quality, so also consciousness in contact with the unreal and inert seems to lose its real nature and becomes inert. 16. The self is realized in the body only with effort, like sugar from sugarcane, oil from sesame seeds, fire from wood, flutter from cow, and iron from stones, that is ore. 17. Like the sky seen in an unbroken crystal, the supreme Lord of nature of consciousness is seen, that is, exists in all objects. 18. Just as a big lamp kept inside a vessel made of precious stones illumines by its light both outside and inside, so also the One Self illumines everything. 19. Just as the sun's reflection in a mirror illumines other things, so also the reflection of the Self in pure intellects illumines other things. 20. That in which this wonderful universe appears like a snake in a rope is the eternal luminous Self. 21. The Self is without beginning or end. It is immutable existence and consciousness. It manifests space. It is the source of the Jiva and higher than the highest. 22. The Self is pure consciousness, eternal, omnipresent, immutable, and self-effulgent like the light of the sun. 23. The omnipresent Self, the substratum of all, is non-different from the effulgent consciousness like heat from fire. It can only be experienced, not known. 24. Pure consciousness without intellect, the Supreme Self, the illuminator of all, the indivisible, pervading everything within and without, is the firm support of all. 25. The Self is absolute consciousness. It is pure awareness, undecaying, free from all ideas of acceptance or rejection, and not limited by space, time, or genus. 26. Just as the air in the universe pervades everything, so also the Self, the Lord, abides bodiless in everything. 27. The consciousness which exists in the expanse of earth, in the ornaments, in the sky, and in the sun, exists also inside the worms lying in their shells under the earth. 28. There is neither bondage nor liberation, neither duality nor non-duality. There is only Brahman, always shining as consciousness. 29. Awareness is Brahman. The world is Brahman. The various elements are Brahman. I am Brahman. My enemy is Brahman. My friends and relatives are Brahman. 30. The idea of consciousness and an object of consciousness is bondage. Freedom from it is liberation. Consciousness, the object of consciousness, and everything else is the Self. This is the gist of all systems of philosophy. 31. There is only consciousness here. This universe is nothing but consciousness. You are consciousness. I am consciousness. The worlds are consciousness. That is the conclusion. 32. That which exists and which shines, that is, the known to exist, are all the Self. Anything else which seems to shine does not really exist. Consciousness alone shines by itself. Ideas of knower and known are idle postulates. Here we conclude chapter 9 on the exposition of the Self, with the last narration of this series, chapter 10 on Nirvana. Let us begin chapter 10, Nirvana. First verse. Supreme bliss cannot be experienced through contact of the senses with their objects. The supreme state is that in which the mind is annihilated through one-pointed enquiry. 2. The bliss arising from the contact of the senses with their objects is inferior. Contact with the sense objects is bondage. Freedom from it is liberation. 3. Attain the pure state between existence and non-existence and hold on to it. Do not accept or reject the inner or the outer world. 4. Depend always on the true reality between the sentient and the inert, which is the infinite space like heart. 5. The belief in a knower and the known is called bondage. The knower is bound by the known. He is liberated when there is nothing to know. 6. Abandoning the ideas of seer, seen and sight, along with latent desires, vasanas of the past, we meditate on that self, which is the primal light, that is the basis of sight. 7. We meditate on the eternal self, the light of lights, which lies between the two ideas of existence and non-existence. 8. We meditate on that self of consciousness, the bestower of the fruits of all our thoughts, the illuminator of all radiant objects, and the farthest limit of all accepted objects. 9. We meditate on that immutable self, our reality, the bliss of which arises in the mind on account of the close contact between the seer and the seen. 10. If one meditates on that state which comes at the end of the waking state and the beginning of sleep, he will directly experience undecaying bliss. 11. The rock-like state in which all thoughts are still and which is different from the waking and dream states is one's supreme state. 12. Like mud in a mud pot, the Supreme Lord, who is existence and space like consciousness and bliss, exists everywhere, non-separate from things. 13. The self shines by itself as the one boundless ocean of consciousness agitated by waves of thought. 14. Just as the ocean is nothing but water, the entire world of things is nothing but consciousness, feeling all the quarters like the infinite space. 15. Brahman and space are alike as to their invisibility, all-pervasiveness and indestructibility. But Brahman is also consciousness. 16. There is only the one waveless and profound ocean of pure nectar, sweet through and through, that is blissful everywhere. 17. All this is truly Brahman, all this is Atman. Do not cut up Brahman into I am one thing and this is another. 18. As soon as it is realized that Brahman is all-pervasive and indivisible, this vast sansar is found to be Supreme Lord. 19. One who realizes that everything is Brahman truly becomes Brahman. Who would not become immortal if he were to drink nectar? 20. If you are wise, you would become Brahman by such conviction. If not, even if you are repeatedly told, it would be useless like offerings thrown on ashes. 21. Even if you have known the real truth, you have to practice always. Water will not become clear by merely uttering the word Kataka, fruit. 22. If one has the firm conviction, I am the Supreme Self, called the undecaying Vasudev, he is liberated, otherwise he remains bound. 23. After eliminating everything as not this, the Supreme Being, literally meaning state which cannot be eliminated remains. Think I am that and be happy. 24. Know always that the self is Brahman, one and whole. How can that which is indivisible be divided into I am the meditator and the other is the object of meditation? 25. When one thinks I am pure consciousness, it is called meditation, and when even the idea of meditation is forgotten, it is samadhi. 26. The constant flow of mental concepts relating to Brahman without the sense of I, achieved through intense practice of self-inquiry, jnana, is what is called samprajna samadhi, meditation with concepts. 27. Let violent winds which characterize the end of eons or kalpas blow. Let all the oceans unite. Let the 12 suns burn simultaneously. Still, no harm befalls one whose mind is extinct. 28. That consciousness which is the witness of the rise and fall of all beings, know that to be the immortal state of supreme bliss. 29. Every moving or unmoving thing, whosoever, is only an object visualized by the mind. When the mind is annihilated, duality, that is multiplicity, is not perceived. 30. That which is immutable, auspicious and tranquil, that in which this world exists, that which manifests itself as the mutable and immutable objects, that is the soul consciousness. 31. Before discarding the slough, the snake regards it as itself, but when once it has been discarded, it in its whole, it does not look upon it as itself any longer. 32. He who has transcended both good and evil does not, like a child, refrain from prohibited acts, from a sense of sin, nor does he do what is prescribed from a sense of merit. 33. Just as a statue is contained in a pillar, that is block, even if it is not actually carved out, so also the world exists in Brahman. Therefore, supreme state is not a void. 34. Just as a pillar is said to be devoid of a statue when it has not actually been carved out, so also Brahman is said to be void when it is devoid of the impression of the world. 35. Just as still water may be said to contain or not contain ripples, so also Brahman may be said to contain or not contain the world. It is neither void nor existence. Here we conclude chapter 10 and Yoga Vasishtha Sara. Thank you for listening.